welcome you inside the Stan Sheriff Center. This is the second of two opening round matches coming your way here from the Big West Men's Volleyball Tournament. Fifth-seeded CSUN taking on number 4, UC Santa Barbara. Courtside, I'm with Ryan Kalei-Suji. Nice job sprinting over from the corner crew, though. I appreciate it. I'm Kanoa Leahy. And Ryan, what's interesting, a cool aspect of this matchup, these are two teams that played against Hawaii in the regular season of the conference schedule in this building. So you sort of take away any of the novelty aspect, perhaps some of the nervousness of playing in certainly the largest facility that the Big West has to offer.
Yeah, and it could be one of the largest crowds they still have played in front of. A great crowd here in attendance. I think it's going to be interesting to see who has the advantage here. Of course, Santa Barbara beating CSUN twice already. Hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. Sure. We'll see what happens tonight. Yeah, the first time in Santa Barbara, it was a 3-0 sweep in favor of the Gauchos. Second time around, a few days later, against CSUN in Northridge, it would go 5. And so CSUN feeling, I think, like, all right, you know, there's unfinished business here against the Gauchos. What kind of match are you expecting? I think it's going to be a long match. I think for those that are watching, settle in, because this could go to 5 sets potentially. I think both of these teams have dynamic outside hitters. There's a lot of similarities. Great liberos, a big presence on the outside. So it could be a battle, and really, who just wants it more? Remember, both of these teams are playing for their postseason fate. They're likely not going to get an at-large bid. If they want to continue their season, they have got to continue to win. Winner of this match will take on the top seed in the tournament and the team that still sits number 2 in the country because there was no new AVCA poll here this week, Long Beach State. As we take a look at the brackets here in this Big West Conference tournament, it is UC Irvine advancing. They took on UC San Diego in the first of 2 opening round matches here this evening at the Stan Sheriff Center. CSUN and UCSB again playing for that spot against Long Beach State in the semifinals tomorrow. Now, both these coaches, Jeff Campbell for CSUN, Rick McLaughlin for UC Santa Barbara, said they feel like if they play up to their potential, they could win this tournament. They do recognize, though, that that potential is near perfection. Yeah, and both of these coaches recognize that they're going to need to have stellar performances from their blue chip players. It's going to be, Kalchev is going to have an incredible weekend for CSUN in order to pull something like that off. And Chambers is going to really have to be the go-to guy for Santa Barbara. Those type of players have got to have big matches as we take a look at TJ Del Falco next to James Anastasiades, showing that the rivalry has not begun yet, that they can still be friends outside. That's right. Although, you know, it's one of those things, right? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So maybe we're looking at something like that here, as many in the volleyball world are anticipating, at least a possible rematch between Hawaii and Long Beach State in the championship of this conference tourney. Now, these are 2 teams in UC Santa Barbara and CSUN who have kind of gone in opposite directions. Part of that is the schedule layout, but towards the end of the regular season, you have the Matadors, winners of 3 of their last 4, including one of those 3 wins coming against UC Irvine. On the other side, the Gauchos, they're riding a 4-game losing streak, and that started with 2 consecutive losses here in the islands. Yeah, and then they went on to lose to Irvine, who we just saw moments ago. So it could really play both ways. I think, you know, Santa Barbara really looking for redemption right now. All right, well, we're almost ready to serve it up here. Let's send it over to the PA announcer, Ben Kiaina.
Introducing the CSUN Matadors starting lineup. At libero, 6'1", senior from Kailua Kona, Hawaii, Big Island. Number 1, Emmett Enriquez. And outside hitter, 6'6", sophomore from Gdansk, Poland. Number 5, Maciej Puszinski. And opposite, 6'7", junior from Gdansk, Poland. Number 7, Kosari Tomsha. And outside hitter, 6'4", senior from Kardzali, Bulgaria. Number 9, Dimitar Kalchev. At middle blocker, 6'5", freshman from Camarillo, California. Number 10, Daniel Wetter. At center, 6'4", freshman from Meadow Vista, California. Floor captain, number 11, Taylor Ittner. And at middle blocker, 6'6", freshman from Hartwood Heights, Illinois. Number 13, Paul Shipnewski. The volunteer assistant is Mike Garoni. Assistant coaches Theo Edwards and Greg Faulkner. Head coach for the Matadors, Jeff Campbell. And now introducing the UC Santa Barbara Gauchos starting lineup. And outside hitter, 6'2" freshman from Honolulu, number 4, Ryan Wilcox. At middle blocker, 6'6" junior from San Diego, California, number 5, Keenan Sanders. At libero, 6'1" senior from Westchester, California, co-captain number 6, Hayden Boley. At middle blocker, 6'6", sophomore from San Clemente, California, number 8, Brandon Hopper. At outside hitter, 6'4", senior from Downey, California, co-captain number 12, Corey Chavers. At center, 6'6", junior from Sacramento, California, number 19, Randy DeWeese. And at opposite, 6'3", junior from Linwood, California, number 23, Spencer Frederick. The associate head coaches are Cullen Irons and Vince Devaney. Head coach for the Gauchos, Rick McLaughlin.
All right, there you have it. The stage is set almost, because let's take a look at the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match. Ryan, what you got?
Well, for a couple of things. First of all, for the UC Santa Barbara Gauchos, they're going to have to really have postseason redemption. Last season, these two teams met in the inaugural Big West Conference Championship, and it was actually CSUN that beat Santa Barbara. So Santa Barbara looking for some postseason redemption here. And for CSUN, they're going to have to cheat towards Chavers. There you see Chavers on your screen there. Northridge has got to track Chavers at all times on the court, wherever he's hitting from, on the left, on the pipe, on the right. They're going to have to make sure they get 2 blockers and cheat his way all night long.
That's exactly what Jeff Campbell, in his 22nd season atop the CSUN program there in your screen, was alluding to prior to the match. He says, we're going to serve at Kolchev. They're going to serve at Chavers, and they're going to test his resolve as a passer in serve-receive. It is UC Santa Barbara serving first. And so Northridge on the attack, and they go middle set to Daniel Wetter, just a redshirt freshman, but boy, does he have some bounce at 6'5", a Big West Conference all-freshman team selection.
Yeah, and a high hitting percentage, hitting .408 so far this season. You can see the numbers on him.
Wetter with the serve. Here's Spencer Frederick from behind the line, goes off the block. High ball bump set. This is Kasari Tomsha of Poland, and a good layout save in the back row by Chavers. Frederick unable to get it down, though. CSUN scrambling. The swing by Dimitar Kolchev is blocked back, though, and he is denied. So the point goes to the Gauchos. UC Santa Barbara coming in 17-9 overall, 4-6. That finished 4th in the Big West Conference. The Matadors on the other side, an even 13-13, 3-7. They placed 5th in the league. And here is Ryan Wilcox, yet another homecoming for him. He was in this building just a couple of weeks ago. The Punahou alum, the Big West Conference Freshman of the Year, unable to conjure up a save there. Give the kill to Kolchev. That will be the recipe for CSUN. Dimitar Kolchev, a whole lot of them throughout this match.
Yeah, Kolchev will get sets from all over the court. Just because he's in the backcourt does not mean he's not a part of this offense. Look for his number to be called often throughout the night. 3.4
kills per set for Kolchev, 7th among Big West Conference hitters. And that serve into the net by the setter, Taylor Ittner. And so we are off to a bit of a stumbling start here to this opening frame. 2 serving 2. As mentioned, neither of these teams will likely experience the nerves of playing in front of one of the bigger crowds I'm sure they have faced all season long, even though this isn't a Hawaii home match. You astutely pointed that out in the game on portion of the broadcast, as Tomsha unable to get it down through the block. So the bump set by Wilcox outside the Chavers, and he hits it wide, no touch up front. So the point for the Matadors. I mean, that is amazing, an amazing testament to Hawaii volleyball fandom. The fact that this isn't a Hawaii match, and they're still bringing in some pretty decent numbers.
I mean, it is really amazing. You see the amount of people here on a Thursday night for a non-Hawaii match. I think the Big West Commissioner and the entire conference is pleased to see what they're seeing right now.
High ball set to the far antenna. The touch shot by Chavers, sniffed out by Ittner. And the roll shot by Tomsha. A little patty cake at the net. They go the other side now, and this is Maciej Paszyński. Another Polish hitter, 6'6" sophomore, but he pumps it long. And we're knotted at 3.
Yeah, both these teams getting off to a fairly rough start right now. Not the crispest plays going on, but we'll probably see that for the next few points, but look for both teams to sort of settle down and get more into an offensive rhythm as the night progresses.
Here's Randy DeWeese, the setter for Santa Barbara. Middle set goes to Paul Shipnewski. And then after a little rat-a-tat at the net, it is a CSUN point as Paszyński goes off the block and out. As you can tell by just some of the names we are throwing out there, Jeff Campbell for CSUN, very effective in his international recruiting. We have Kolchev from Bulgaria, Tomsha and Paszyński, both from Poland. Same city, too, Gdansk, Poland. Here's Shavers against a triple block, those high hands. Dug up there by the setter, Ittner. So Kolchev sets up his mate, Paszyński, and he tools the block.
Paszyński picking up his second kill already, and both kills you can see here, he's going up against a triple block, but what he does here, high hands, uses the block to his advantage. Smart play by Paszyński.
Third on the team, 2.2 kills per set, hitting 294. And that one just got over the net. Backside set to Chavers was too far over the net, and easy pickings there for Maciej Paszyński.
Yeah, tough play for Chavers that time there. Tight set, not a whole lot of things you can do with this. You can see he actually has to try to scoop it in. Great block, though, by the Matadors.
And so a 3-point run here for the Matadors. Shipnewski with the serve, and the serve goes just long, so that breaks the run. But a positive start certainly for CSUN. This is a rematch of last year's quarterfinal matchup in the Big West Conference Tournament. It was CSUN taking care of business against UC Santa Barbara in 4. They would go on to lose, though, to Long Beach State in a 3-set sweep in the semis. And, of course, Long Beach State will go on to win the conference tournament and the national championship. Backside, Tomsha tried to catch the hands. Instead, he sends a laser beam into the tunnel area and earns a gasp from the crowd.
Yeah, Renee Shigemura, the trainer from Hawaii, almost getting her head taken off there.
I thought she could save that. I was actually disappointed that she didn't come up with the,
come on, Renee.
The up there. Go. Yeah. Here's Chavers with the serve. That's a high-velocity serve as well. But the overpass is put down by Brandon Hopper, 6'6" sophomore from San Clemente, California. Played in just 18 sets this season prior to tonight, but he has factored in pretty significantly in this latter stage of the season.
Yeah, and credit the serve by Chavers that time, putting a lot of pressure on CSUN. We'll see if he goes after it again.
38 aces to lead Santa Barbara for Chavers. Took a little something off that time. CSUN stays with it. That's Emmett Enriquez, the libero, with the set. And he finds Maciej Paszyński for the kill. So, yeah, Emmett Enriquez, some of the local flavor on the Matadors roster. 6'1" senior from Kailua Kona on the Big Island. A transfer from Cal Baptist. And there is his pops in the stands.
Guy and Julie.
Outside it goes to the other local product, Wilcox. And boy, did he have himself a freshman campaign. We mentioned the Big West Conference Freshman of the Year, averaging 2.5 kills per set, hitting 252. He won 4 Big West Conference Freshman of the Week honors and did some of his best work. In fact, one of those Freshman of the Week awards came post his performance in the 2 wins against CSUN. Paszyński off the block. Save along the back line by Chavers. He gets the set from the back row. The dig there by Enriquez. Bashinsky cross court. That's dug up over the net by Hopper and then slammed down. Give it to Daniel Wetter.
You can see here on this overpass, middle blockers don't normally play defense that time. Just a dig that went over the net. Easy pickings for CSUN.
Into the net it goes, though, and we're tied at 8. We are inching along here in the opening frame. UC Irvine picking up a sweep victory over UC San Diego to start this conference tournament off. And here's Spencer Frederick, 6'3" junior from Linwood, California. Backside, Tomsha, and that's in. Was let by Chavers. He called it out, but that one curled down. And Kasori Tomsha, who head coach Jeff Campbell says looks like Ivan Drago out of the Rocky movies. He's a big, burly opposite hitter. Says that if he has it going, we can win, not just tonight, but we can win the next 3 nights. Triple block was up there. Frederick another crack at it, and this time slides it by the proposed triple block for the kill.
Yeah, smart play by Frederick that didn't really have much of a approach. Got blocked on the first round. Had a 2-step approach here. As we take a look at this hit, he just goes cross court right inside the right-hand blocker.
Wilcox with the serve. Oh, the block that time was up and stout for UCSB, shutting the door on Paul Shipnewski. Deweese and Keenan Sanders putting that one together.
And this is the 3rd block, and not necessarily a block that goes straight down, but a block touch that Santa Barbara's had on the middles. So you know that both these teams have scouted each other well. They know what these teams like to run. And right now, Santa Barbara's doing a nice job reading this offense thus far.
So Taylor Ittner, freshman who earned the starting setter position from a guy who had started the previous 3 seasons in Sam Porter. He's now out injured, did make the trip, but he's in street clothes on the bench. But Jeff Campbell's saying it just became apparent in practice, seeing how Taylor Ittner operated, how he would continually, whether he was with the A team or the B team, come up with victories in practice. It became undeniable. And Sam Porter, I think, being a wonderful teammate, was even one of the voices talking to Jeff Campbell saying, yeah, I think you got to make that move. This guy is good. Kolchev blocked back. And they're going to give that point to UC Santa Barbara, saying that Shipnewski went too far over.
Yeah, a little too aggressive that time by Shipnewski. Ball was clearly on the side of the net of Santa Barbara when he tried to tip it back down.
So here is Sanders hitting .459 on the year, 17 aces, tickles the tape there. Kolchev with the pass outside. Tomsha is blocked. Tomsha a second time tried to rip it through the double block, no doing. Bump set from Enriquez. Tomsha against a triple block this time. Was able to find the floor where the displaced Chavers was.
This is just a smart shot here. After getting blocked twice in a row, you can see a little beach bro shot. Just cuts it back to area 4. Great vision by Tomsha.
Tomsha 9th in the Big West Conference in kills per set. And Kolchev into the net. That is probably something that Jeff Campbell and the Matadors will need. They will need Dimitar Kolchev to serve effectively. He is one of the best scoring servers in the country.
Yeah, right now, CSUN not serving well, multiple service errors. They're going to have to start putting pressure on the passers for Santa Barbara and keep that serve in.
Deweese. That one is pumped long. And so just a 1-point separation. It kind of feels like these two teams are at that stage of the prize fight, right? Where they're just circling around in the ring, sizing each other up. Neither has really sunk into a rhythm just yet. That was pretty rhythmic, though. Brandon Hopper. That one winds up in the seats.
Yeah, Hopper, nice range that time. Deciding to do a little wrist weight, hitting back into that left back position. Got up. Great pass, though, to start that off by Wilcox, who really established that whole play.
So once again, Chavers to serve, 6'4" senior from Downey, California. First team All Big West selection. And denied there by the net.
And the one thing you'll notice about the Santa Barbara offense, it's not necessarily dictated to the fluidity of everyone, all the attackers. They change up their sets for their hitters. Chavers has a nice high set, but the next set to Wilcox, watch, if it's in system, it's going to be fast. Wilcox likes his sets a lot faster, Chavers a lot higher, so the setter's going to have to make some adjustments throughout the match.
Another out serve. That's already 6 service errors for CSUN. They trail the Gauchos by 2 at the media timeout.
Rainbow Warrior Volleyball on Spectrum Sports is sponsored by Bank of Hawaii and Hawaii Honda Dealers.
Welcome back. Night 1 of the Big West Conference 2019 men's volleyball tournament here at the Stan Sheriff Center. We're happy we could bring you all the action here on Spectrum Sports as Maciej Pashinski gets in on the action again.
Pashinski having a good night right now. 5 kills, hitting 500, really helping to lead the charge. We talked about Kalchev being that player, but right now Pashinski really proving to be the offensive threat.
Yeah, just a sophomore as Sanders lays into that one. Pashinski coming over a year after Kasari Tomsha came over. Again, they grew up in the same town in Poland, and they played together in several spots along the way. That helps when you can recruit one player from one region of the world and they have some talented friends. That's a benefit. As Kalchev gets denied access. That was Randy DeWeese alongside Sanders. DeWeese getting his hands dirty up on the net defensively.
Yeah, DeWeese a big block for a setter. Great hand positioning. That set drifted a little outside, I think, where Kalchev thought it was going to be.
His younger brother Ryan, actually an opposite hitter on the roster for CSUN. Oh, what a save by Wilcox, and then a good touch there on the swing by Ittner. So chance here for the Gauchos. Wilcox down the line and in. There was that quick outside set you were just referencing, Ryan, and we got a timeout coming from the Matadors. We'll take a break as well, but the Gauchos snatching control here, leading by 4. Welcome back, members of the Long Beach State program. They are the #1 seed. They are the defending national champs, and they await the winner of this match in tomorrow night's early semifinal, a 5 p.m. scheduled start time. UCSB up 4 here in the first frame. And a diving save there by Chavers. DeWeese goes high ball to Wilcox. Save along the back line by Pashinski. Back row, and that is Tomsha getting denied. It was Wilcox out there next to Sanders. A 4-0 Gaucho run.
Yeah, an interesting 4 points ahead, and yet their go-to player for Santa Barbara, Chavers, has yet to get a kill. Santa Barbara finding ways to get points in other areas, including their block, picking up their 4th block of the night.
Santa Barbara hitting .333 compared to a .07 for the Matadors, but I imagine, you imagine, that bodes well for UCSB if they can have this level of success with Corey Chavers being somewhat marginal, at least offensively.
Yeah, showing that they are versatile, that they have other players that can really step it up.
Oh, and there's DeWeese. That was perfectly timed. The pass was a little tight to the net, and he did the deed.
Yeah, DeWeese is a physical presence at the net. Really hard to read because he has such a high release as a setter. It's hard to read if he's going to set this ball. Last minute there, you see just that follow through with the left hand, picking up his first kill of the night.
Here's Wilcox with the jump serve. Pass by Enriquez on the money. Outside, it's Kalchev. Return to sender. And that's Randy DeWeese again. Looking less like a setter and more like a full-time blocker at the net. Sanders in on the scene as well, but a timeout for CSUN. The up-close look the wall of the Gauchos. Very effective as they've built their biggest lead of this first set.
Yeah, and Kolchev just kind of looks frustrated at this point in time. I mean, he's really struggling to get offensively going for his team. On the other side, you can see there the numbers by Deweese this season, really putting up that nice block. But Kolchev struggling so far, hitting negative numbers right now, hitting negative 1,000.
Yeah, 0 kills, 4 attempts, 4 hitting errors. And he is certainly their go-to offensive player, team leader in kills, a first-team All-Big West Conference selection for the 2nd straight season. And so if you're the Matadors, obviously you look at the contribution of Dimitar Kolchev. You got to find a way to get him more involved. What else do you think they're thinking about here in this huddle?
Well, I think that one of the things that they're going to have to try to do is get the middles to become more effective offensively. Right now, the blockers for Santa Barbara just sort of releasing and putting the pressure on the outside blockers and the pin hitters for CSUN. So if they can really find ways to score points in the middle of the court, be it the middle attack or maybe the big set, and try to involve more of that middle court, they may lead to more point options.
The Spectrum store at Ward is relocated to Ala Moana with new expanded hours. They are located at street level near Shirakia, now open Monday through Saturday 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 7. Check them out. It is actually a very impressive layout they have over there at Ala Moana, and all kinds of new features available through Spectrum. Here's Wilcox, 21 serving 15 in the first. Good touch on the block there. So the back row set goes to Wilcox. He plays it off the block. Diving save there by the libero Hayden Boley to keep it alive. Now CSUN on the attack. They go back row. Pashinsky, what an up over the net. That was Frederick with the save. Outside, Kolchev dug up to the net. Deweese tried to dunk it, couldn't get it down. It'll be returned. Gauchos with the advantage. Pipe set. Wilcox. Some high and hard heat. A net violation called against the Matadors. Either way you slice it, a point for UC Santa Barbara and the Wilcox section here at the Stan Sheriff Center. A reason to make some noise.
Yeah, coming down the pipe, a well-executed play. The middle blocker at that time for Santa Barbara went off on a slide, taking off behind the setter, and then they set that big set to Wilcox, who came screaming down the middle.
And that's right, victimized Enriquez on that one, and that's an ace by Wilcox. So on that previous play, that was local boy on local boy crime there. As the Gauchos have now built an 8-point advantage. They have it rolling right now. Kolchev had to circle back on the approach, and the block was there. It is Sanders and Deweese.
4 of the last 5 errors for Kolchev have come off of Santa Barbara's blocks, proving that they are ready for Kolchev. That time an odd assistant play, a high ball. Kolchev had to be a little smarter, trying to go high hands instead. He tried to power through and did not have any success.
Santa Barbara averaging 2.1 blocks as a team per set. They're at 6.5 total team blocks here in set 1. Middle set, though, is put down nicely by Paul Shipnewski. 6'6" redshirt freshman from Harwood Heights, Illinois, redshirted a year ago. But it remains aloha ball here in set number 1 for the Gauchos. Now Daniel Minkov, who due to the Sam Porter injury now becomes the de facto backup setter. A 6'4" freshman from Sofia, Bulgaria.
We know another player from Sofia, Bulgaria.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if we can remember his name. Plays for Hawaii. Opposite hitter, lefty. Outside, Chavers went over the top of the block. Played right along the sideline by Boley. Chavers a second time, finds that end line. It's a point for UC Santa Barbara. And they take set number 1, Ryan, running away. 25-16. The Gauchos and the Matadors will swap sides here at the Big West Tourney. Well, the Gauchos ranking 3rd in the Big West Conference as a squad in the blocking category. But they had the roof in full effect in that first frame, Ryan.
Yeah, the offense for CSUN, very predictable. A lot of times, out of system plays, you can see in that blocking package, almost 2 blockers up every single time, really making it difficult for the Matadors.
Here's Ryan DeWeese. He is a 6'5", redshirt freshman from Sacramento, California. The younger brother of the UC Santa Barbara setter, Randy DeWeese. And so all kinds of family connections that we have already seen here throughout the volleyball season. It can be intergenerational at times. In this instance, you got a little sibling rivalry. Well, while we have time, let's check out Inside the Numbers presented by Heineken. And the inside the number tonight, 198, the career service aces for CSUN senior Dimitar Kolchev. He is 2 aces away from 200 for his career. He would be the 8th ever player to reach 200 career aces. And boy, could they use some of those here tonight after a 25-16 decision in favor of UC Santa Barbara in the first.
And not only do I think they need aces from him, but they just need him to go on some serving runs, meaning that they're going to need him from behind the service line to try to string together as many points as possible. If they can get 3 or 4 points with him from behind the service line, I think that's only going to help. So it doesn't necessarily have to equate to an ace, but they definitely have to turn the tide around in terms of their service errors and minimizing that and putting more pressure on the passers for the Gauchos.
Here's Shibnewski. He will serve first here to start set number 2. Teams swapping sides. Little set, and there's a block for CSUN. First of the night as Brandon Hopper gets turned back. Daniel Wetter in the middle of the action.
Yeah, it looked like he had some help there. The left blocker come diving in, but yeah, all Wetter that time as he sort of elbows his teammate in the head, but it's all good. It's a point.
He is the team leader in that department. High ball outside as Chavers going up over the top of the block. Kolchev laid out to try to conjure up a save, unable to do so.
Yeah, very diggable ball that time, and also might have been out, but Kolchev getting his feet locked in there, unable to move his platform out, but get credit Corey Chavers picking up his 2nd kill of the night.
That's right, hitting a .43. And here is DeWeese with the serve. Oh, the block, solo style. Hopper exacting a little bit of revenge on Daniel Wetter.
Not the best connection that time with Wetter, sort of mishitting that, but Hopper making sure that none of those balls were going to drop on his side of the net.
DeWeese did not play high school volleyball, only played club volleyball for the Northern California Volleyball Club. Deals an ace out of the deck there. It's a 3-1 advantage here for the Gauchos.
And also interesting to note, we not only have 2 linesmen, but we have 4 linesmen here in the MPSF playoffs. Just more eyes to take a look at making sure they make the accurate calls.
We are told that that was, at least by our camera angles and our crew in the truck, that that was an accurate call. We got a net violation against the Gauchos, so a point for CSUN. We'll show you where that shot a sequence ago landed, and that was well inside the end line.
It makes the challenge a little more interesting because you have a double set of eyes now that you're going to have to overrule 2 people if you pull out that challenge card.
Tomsha with the serve. He comes up with the save there. You had Taylor Ittner, who was trying to race to see if he could pull that one back to the CSUN side, but he ran into the R2, Jesse Martinez.
And Martinez apologizes for being in the way right after that.
Not much he could do there.
He's just trying to do his job.
Not a lot of room. There wasn't really anywhere for him to go. And that one misses wide. How about the layout by Enriquez? Just for
style points.
Good measure.
Yeah. Give him a 10 on that with the dive. He also does the warm at weddings.
What an athletic, volleyball-based family. The Enriquez Ohana. Brother Evan was a libero at Stanford. Brother Corey played here at the University of Hawaii. We got twin brothers, Addie and Avery, play at Concordia Irvine and Grand Canyon, respectively. Mom Julie, who you saw played volleyball at Oregon State. Dad Guy, just a couple of years ago, retired from his head coaching position at Kamehameha, Hawaii. They know a thing or two about the game.
The family also won the AA championship in the Highly tournament this past year, led by Evan, also on that team, Mamane Namahoe, Larry Tuituileta. It was really the attack of the liberos for that Highly team, but they came up with the win. As you can see, Kalchev picking up a much-needed kill to get him moving towards the positive side of the stat sheet.
He had an exhale immediately after that one hit the Terraflex, like finally got in the kill column, and Corey Chavers just rips City from the back row.
Yeah, nice set, nice execution that time. Chavers, you can see, comes flying out of the back row, just cuts this back to the left back. Can see why he was named the Big West Conference Player of the Week 3 times in a row this season.
He was also an AVCA National Player of the Week. Here's Kalchev. Can he make it 2 in a row? Yes, he can. So if Kalchev can find a little bit of that beat, then all of a sudden that changes things schematically for CSUN.
Yeah, I expect to see him slowly dig his way out of it. He's too good of a player, too experienced to be hitting negative all night long. Look for him to just continue to slowly get on track and feel more confident out there as the match progresses.
Ittner with the serve. It's Chavers the first touch. DeWeese goes to Wilcox, and he just throws it into the grill of Kasori Tomshaw.
Yeah, you could see midway through, that set a little tight. Wilcox, really a veteran move right here. He recognizes the set, and he tries to slam tip this right into the face of the blocker.
That was an incredible pass on what was a wonderful serve by Wilcox. The two local boys putting in work. Here's Chavers, the roll shot, diving save, Ittner. Bump set by Enriquez to Kalchev, tried to slice it, and a net violation will go against Chavers. So a point for the Matadors, and all of a sudden they're within a digit.
One of the disadvantages of jumping so high. That time Chavers jumped so high that he kind of lost control of his body mid-air, actually hit the antenna going up.
And here's Kalchev, 198 career service aces. Oh, that one hammered by Keenan Sanders. And so every time the Gauchos are able to limit Kalchev, whether it be through a service error or in this case, they're able to respond with the quick turn in the rotation, that's a minor success.
Definitely. They're breathing a sigh of relief getting out of that rotation. And again, a perfect pass where they're able to run that middle attack. Sanders putting up nice numbers so far.
Outside it goes to Pashinsky. Diving save there, Sanders, but he rolls under the net onto the CSUN side. Gotta love the effort.
Yeah, great effort. Again, Sanders, a middle blocker. You don't see middle blockers diving and making that sort of an effort all that often, but really proving to have that defensive mentality. As you can see here, the ball goes up. He comes flying in. One-handed save just to follow through under the net. Was unable to stop the momentum that time.
Here's Chavers, big wind up, and he cracks it off the block and out. Boy, that was some force, some whippy action there in the arm swing of Corey Chavers.
And Tomshaw wishes he had that block back. He sort of dropped in, going for the seam, but as he dropped in, he actually pulled his right shoulder off, and that's how he got used.
So 9 serving 7, DeWeese into the twine. So for both these teams, obviously, with their overall records, this is one of those, either you win the whole shebang and go to the NCAA tournament, or it is unlikely that they would receive an at-large berth. You fast forward a little bit to tomorrow night, though. Long Beach State, with the 2 wins over Hawaii, seem to have put themselves in a pretty strong position, regardless of what happens. What about from Hawaii's perspective, Ryan? How important is it? They will face UC Irvine in the late match tomorrow, the second of 2 semifinals. How important is that match for the Rainbow Warriors?
Oh, I think it's huge for Hawaii. They're going to have to come out strong. Just from a confidence standpoint, I mean, this is a team that has hadn't lost a match, lost the set to Santa Barbara, lost 2 matches to Long Beach. So really, they're looking for some positive wins, some positive outcomes here. And again, Irvine is a tough squad. It's going to be a battle tomorrow night.
Yeah, Irvine playing some of the best volleyball of anybody around the country here in just the right time of year. As Hopper puts it down, he gets the point, and we may have a challenge here from Jeff Campbell. Sounds like the Matador players are urging him to review the in-out call. And so it will be Jesse Martinez putting on the headset. That was an interesting aspect for those who caught our telecast from Long Beach State. An interesting aspect of the two matches at the Pyramid. In recent weeks, Long Beach able to commission the review system. It wasn't tied into the TV broadcast. It was basically their own with 19 stationary cameras to be able to pinpoint various calls such as this. And it was a pretty high resolution as well. Left absolutely no doubt. It was a heck of a thing to be able to witness up close.
Yeah, it was very efficient, and they were able to make the call fairly fast. And as you said, it was almost like international play where you saw exactly where the ball made contact with the Terraflex. And I say Terraflex because Long Beach now has a Terraflex. Right. But yeah, it was a very efficient system and one that we could see more and more throughout men's college, just volleyball in general, throughout the country.
Knowing Charlie Wade, the head coach for the Rainbow Warriors, he was looking at that and probably got the wheels turning. Like, how can we get that in the Stan Sheriff Center?
Only downside is 19 cameras throughout the arena. I can tell you that some of these fans who like sitting courtside may not be happy with the camera positioning of that. But as we take a look at this replay, it kind of looks like it may be out of bounds. It's hard to see, but we'll see what they decide. He's going to say in, I think.
The call on the floor was in. CSUN challenging that. And the call will stand. So again, 3 challenges each side. You're not rewarded if you win. You automatically lose the challenge once it is utilized. There is sort of a secondary review system that involves 12 cameras. It's kind of the plan B, if you will, that can be commissioned in the arena. So there are some options, in other words, out there if Hawaii is so inclined. But we do our best here with our Spectrum cameras.
I mean, come on. We got some of the best camera work in the business here.
You know where your bread is buttered. Here's Wilcox going down the line, took a little something off.
And that is just a smart shot by Wilcox, showing what all those days playing at Outrigger Canoe Club will do for you on the baby court there. Nice off-speed row shot to the line. He was aiming cross-court and just did a crossbody high shot. A veteran play for the freshman out of Punahou.
D-set. That's Tomsha through the double block, rattled around, but UCSB unable to return it. So Kasori Tomsha gets another kill, his 4th of the match. About the hitting percentage for UC Santa Barbara here in set 2, 727 with just 1 hitting error compared to a not too shabby 455 for CSUN.
Yeah, both these teams playing efficiently. I think things have settled down as we saw in the beginning parts of the first set, that both these teams kind of making unforced errors, but as the match has progressed, both teams definitely bet much more into a rhythm here as they move into the latter part of this match.
This is the 99th all-time meeting between UC Santa Barbara and CSUN. The Gauchos leading the series 56-42 and winning the 2 previous matchups this year. One by way of a sweep in Santa Barbara, and then they defeated CSUN in Northridge in 5 sets. And good work there. Tomsha tooling the block, and CSUN within a point.
Tomsha picking up his 5th kill, hitting 214 so far tonight. Getting a lot of those out-of-system sets. As an opposite, you got to be the player that bails your team out. He certainly did that time.
Backside, Frederick rising high, and he's able to bounce it off of that back line. Spencer Frederick is an interesting case. He is unorthodox in the way he approaches and the way he leaps, but when he does get up off the floor, oh my goodness, it's like he's off a trampoline.
Definitely got some lift on that play there. Just went over the block.
Top spin serve, passed by Enriquez. D-set, Tomsha off the block and down.
And a great first pass by Emmett Enriquez, making it look very easy. A great serve that time by Frederick. Enriquez put up a perfect pass that gave CSUN all their options and was able to convert with yet another kill for Tomsha, picking up his 6th kill tonight.
Pass there by Boley. Wilcox with the left, pushing it across. Kolchev adjusts, he'll just touch it over. So a chance here for the Gauchos. Wilcox from off the net finds the deep corner. Good piece of hitting there by the Punahou alum Ryan Wilcox.
How he got that ball across, I have no idea. It was an out-of-system play, but they were able to keep it in system by firing it out to Wilcox. And he just went sharp cross court there. Perfect shot.
Into the net, though. 13 serving 14 as we continue to inch along here in set number 2. Wilcox played at Punahou for Rick Toon, 2-time state player of the year, 4-time state champ. Obviously comfortable in this setting with family and friends in the seats. Kolchev the serve, handled well by Wilcox. Backside Frederick comes swooping in, but the solo stuff by Keenan Sanders, or excuse me, by Maciej Pashinsky.
And that's the kind of play that can really turn things around. Look at this block. Nice swing block there, closing down the line. Perfect execution. We'll see now if Kolchev can keep this serve in and keep the pressure on.
14 all. Sanders tight to the net. Deweese couldn't punch it down. Free ball coming, though, here for the Gauchos. Deweese goes middle. It's Sanders. And this time is able to go hard angle to the far side for the point. Gauchos hit 15 first. Timeout on the floor. Welcome back. Get the greatest plays, hardest hits, and schedule info by following Spec Sports High on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. The guy on the right's actually pretty active on Twitter these days, and boy, is he into whatever that is that he's grinding. Dave Shoji.
Nachos with a fork, maybe? I'm not sure what he's eating, but he's definitely also enjoying the fact his son Kavika in town.
Did Dave Shoji sneak a papaya into the Stan Sheriff Center? That's what it looked
papaya?
like. I don't know. Well, he could probably get away with a few of those type of things. As Maciej Pashinsky off the forearms and out. Good fight here in set number 2.
Yeah, Pashinsky, again, using the block. A very smart player right now, finding ways to tool the block. 7 kills, hitting .545, leading all attackers for his Matador squad, really helping carry this team right now.
Very evenly fought on the hitting percentage front. Just 3 hitting errors between the two teams here in set 2. 556 the clip for UCSB, 533 for CSUN. The service errors, though, have been frequent for the Matadors as Ryan Deweese returns to the bench. In fact, each team with 8 service errors, and at times for CSUN they have come at inopportune moments. Middle set, off the block and out. Daniel Wetter gets the kill.
Another great pass by Emmett Enriquez that time. Really, the senior libero proving to be that leader in the backcourt that we talked about at the top of the broadcast. He would have to have a big night from the passing department. And right now, really holding his own, putting up perfect passes here in set number 2.
Played his first 2 years at Cal Baptist. 16 serving 16. Frederick into the net, and that's a point for CSUN. They jump in front. And obviously it works out for Emmett Enriquez transferring to CSUN as the 2 conferences, MPSF and Big West Conference being established, sort of went their separate ways, and an opportunity to play once again in his home state. And here he is in the postseason nonetheless. High ball goes to Frederick from off the net, and he catches it fat. It goes long, point for the Matadors. And we're gonna have a timeout from Rick McLaughlin. The 11th year head coach for the Gauchos wants to talk it over. Sees this set 2 starting to slip away. The Long Beach State contingent getting in on what was the paddle cam contest they were working here in the arena during the timeout. They obviously look very nervous here as they prepare for the semifinal matchup tomorrow in the Big West Conference Tournament. Out of the timeout, the serve by Tomsha goes into the net.
Serve for the Gauchos, Corey Chambers.
Their experience with that cheer, because that's actually Ethan Siegfried's cheer when he serves. So they got their paddle cam, they got their paddle skills down pretty fast.
You know, some of the prominent Punahou alums in the Big West. Ethan Siegfried, who just had himself a career day against Hawaii, night 2 of their 2 matchups in Long Beach last week. And there's the other one, Ryan Wilcox. And there's Ethan.
As we take a look at Wilcox here, lower than he liked, he just kind of found a way to get that kill in the seams. The product of a spike and serve as well. He played for Kevin Wong's club program. Getting yet another kill tonight.
But another ill-timed service error this time for UCSB. 18 service errors combined, 9 apiece for these 2 teams. It is 19 serving 18. This second set very much up for grabs, and that's an ace. Perfectly placed by Maciej Pashinski. It looked like a little miscommunication on the Gauchos side of the twine.
Yeah, this is a tough jump float serve. This is not, just because it's not a jump serve doesn't mean it's an easier serve to pass. That ball just kind of tailed off back into area 5.
This time Wilcox has to lay out to get it. The set in the middle. Hopper unable to get it down. Good scramble save there on the second touch by Ittner. Another crack at it here for the Gauchos. Hopper a second time. It will not be returned.
And that middle attack for Santa Barbara really proving to cause a lot of headaches for the Matadors right now. They cannot slow down. Hopper in the middle or Wetter. Santa Barbara really finding success going to the middle.
Oh, that serve goes long. That's a biggie. Makes it 21-19 in favor of CSUN. Daniel Wetter getting ready to serve. Golden opportunity here to draw even for the Matadors. Can they take advantage? That one put straight down to the floor by Keenan Sanders out of Scripps Ranch High School, where he played middle blocker and opposite. Was a first team All-CIF. Serving 21. D-set, Tomsha, dug up by Frederick. Chavers misses the near corner. And out ball gives the point to CSUN. And it's 22-20.
Chavers, hard ball out of system that time. Tried to go for the high corner shot. I mean, that ball was just barely out. He barely missed it, but not a great time to be making an error at 21-19.
Ittner with the serve. Pass by Boley on the money. Here's Wilcox. And Ryan Wilcox with 8 kills. Ryan, he is still blemish-free.
It just seems that he likes playing in this gym. Wilcox right now unstoppable. We'll see if he can get a great run here from behind the service line, putting on some added pressure.
Has 1 ace on the evening. Pass by Enrique is a good one. Back row, it's Tomsha. 2-hand save by Boley. That was pretty. Chavers is blocked. Wilcox, second touch, tries to get it to Chavers. The left-handed swing off the block and out. That was incredible. And UCSB ties it up at 22-all.
Yeah, just one of those plays where your block just kind of gets in the way. A left-handed play. Not a lot of options that time for Chavers, having to hit that ball with his left hand. But a much-needed kill for the Gauchos.
Big serve here. Wilcox gets it in. Enriquez pass tight to the net. 1-hand set outside to Tomsha. And he delivers. But credit Taylor Ittner for getting it out there. 1-hand style.
Yeah, great play. One-on-one opportunity for Tomsha that time. Going down the line. You can see here this set. Just pushes it up there. Little lenient on the call.
Yeah, maybe.
A few spins coming off on that ball, but no real argument.
High ball, here's Chavers, double block up, he goes through it. for another point. A little drama here at the end of set 2, 23 all. 6 kills for Chavers, hitting 286. How about the fat percentages for both sides? 448 for UCSB in the second stanza, 500 for the Matadors. And Casey McGarry, the other setter on the roster with the serve. In the middle set, placed down by Paul Shipnewski. Nobody in the middle of the floor for the Gauchos.
And that is a smart play. I mean, both blockers were up for Santa Barbara. Not a lot of options if he were to hit that ball. So he just kind of pulled the trigger that time, pulled the string, I should say, and just tipped it right over the block.
And it will be Shipnewski to serve. Aloha ball in the second for CSUN. Here's Chavers. Dug up by Shipnewski over the net. Pinballed around. CSUN gets it across. Wilcox the first touch. Gets the set from the back row. The dink! Placed perfectly for his 9th kill of the match.
And again, a very smart play by Wilcox, recognizing that the libero was not on the court that time because the middle blocker served. He went up against 2 blockers, and so he tipped it into the left front position where your libero would normally be. That time, a middle blocker not always can make that play. Great smart play by Wilcox.
So we go to deuces here in the second. DeWeese tickles the tape there. Kolchev the first touch. High ball outside. Tomsha is blocked back. They go the other side. Tomsha. That's dug up by Frederick. Off the scoreboard. Saved by Boley. Are they going to say that he crossed the line under the net? And is Boley okay? He gets up, walks somewhat gingerly here. Great effort to try to get that second touch, but you see the collision, and that's really what forced him to slide to the other side of the floor. Aiden Boley, the 6'1" senior from Westchester, California, first team All Big West Conference libero. And again, it is Aloha ball for CSUN in the second. Tomsha the serve. Here's Chavers against 3 blockers. And he was able to go over the top.
Chavers showing why he was a first-team selection for the Big West Conference this year. Going up and over a triple block. Credit the backcourt there getting a touch on this ball, but this ball goes way over the block.
5th in the conference in kills per set. We're tied again. Serve. Here's Tomsha from the back row, dug up nicely by DeWeese. Frederick, 3 blockers up. The save there by Tomsha. Back row set, it's Kolchev. 3 blockers against him. It doesn't matter. Kolchev gets his 4th kill, and boy, did he earn it.
I think that's all. He needed that for the confidence. He needed it to help his team here to keep them alive here in set number 2. Goes up against a triple block, finds a small seam there between Frederick, and gets a kill.
So 26 serving 25. CSUN, yet another opportunity to close the deal here in set number 2. Soft touched over by Pashinsky. Pass tight to the net, the one-handed set. And they're going to call a violation against Randy DeWeese. They're going to say that the ball was on the CSUN side of the net. And so the point goes to the Matadors, and they tie things up here in this match. As CSUN makes its way to the locker room. Get comfy, everybody. We've got ourselves a match.
All righty, Coach, a real dogfight in that second set. How do you guys get yourselves back to the way you played in the first?
We got to serve better. Yeah, it was mostly serving on our part, and that we didn't make them side out a whole lot, missed a lot of serves. And if we can get back to where we were serving, I think we'll be all right.
All right, Coach, talk about Ryan Wilcox real quickly. He's been outstanding for you.
He's awesome. Best recruit we've had in a long time, and we're happy to have him.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, thanks.
Rick McLaughlin, head coach of UCSB.
Thanks a lot, Scott. Winner gets Long Beach, but it's going to be a battle to get there here at the intermission, tied 1 set apiece. The corner crew will break it down when we come back. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the match statistics. Obviously, a much closer set 2. Ryan, anything that stands out to you?
Well, the blocks right away, Santa Barbara really proving to be that strong blocking team that we thought they were going to be. 7 blocks to 2, really showing it in that first set. Also, the service errors also on both teams, 9 to 10. And also the hitting percentage, Santa Barbara making their way and pulling out of that really bad hitting percentage after the first set. They hit 500 in set 2 alone, helping them to move them back up to a 246. We'll see how both teams hit going into set number 3.
Here courtside next to Ryan Suji, I'm Kanoa Leahy. And so to further sort of the discussion on the statistics, how would you say CSUN was able to bounce back from really kind of getting throttled in that opening frame?
Well, I think, Emmett Enriquez has done a nice job of owning that backcourt and providing a solid passing that has allowed them to run that offense. And Gauchos really now slowly getting out of that funk that he was in, hitting now still negative, but slowly working his way out of that. We saw that crucial kill coming up in the latter part of that second set.
Well, the Matadors perhaps with the momentum here going into set 3, and Jeff Campbell, their head coach, is with Scott Robbs.
Coach, you guys played much better in that second set. You hit 500. What was the difference, and what do you need to do the rest of the night?
Well, we kept the pressure on him. We served well, and I think our setter settled down a little bit. He's a freshman. We're starting 3 freshmen out there, so it's this environment and this type of pressure is a little bit different for them, but we need to keep it up, really.
All right, good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck. Back over to you guys.
Thanks a lot. Did you know when your family hogs all the TVs, you can still tune into Spectrum Sports at home? Download the Spectrum TV app and sign in with your username and password to watch live. Let me tell you, it comes in handy. Most certainly, as we get ready for set number 2. You heard Jeff Campbell talk about 3 freshmen on the floor. They returned 3 starters plus the libero from last year's squad. On the other side, you have a UC Santa Barbara team that is really experienced. They basically returned the entire roster from a year ago and then just added in the conference's freshman of the year in Ryan Wilcox.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't hurt, adding a player like that. Ryan Wilcox is really, again, having a terrific night. 9 kills right now for the freshman with no errors, hitting 692. And he's not only doing offensively, but he's providing a lot of great stability in the passing department, a real great 6 rotation player. Not obviously the biggest player out there on the court, but proving that you can be undersized and still be able to compete in the toughest volleyball league in the country.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is a guy who made a lot of headlines while he was at Punahou and throughout his career received a ton of accolades. But still, what did you expect from him when he made the transition to Division I volleyball?
I think everyone knew he was going to be good and he was going to be able to play and really be a contributing factor. I don't think people realize just how good he would be in terms of the numbers that he's putting up. A lot of times you see freshmen sort of learn their ways and make a lot of errors. Wilcox is not that type of player. Very efficient, very steady.
He gets the set on the back row. Roll shot. Good save there by Tomsha. Gauchos again with it. Outside it's Chavers. Heavy-handed indeed. And UCSB strikes first here in set number 3. So if you're just joining us, the second of 2 first-round matches here in the Big West Tournament. UCSB taking set 1, 25-16, but CSUN able to respond 27-25 in the second. Here we are in the third. UC Irvine defeating UC San Diego earlier in the evening to advance. They will take on Hawaii in one of the 2 semifinals tomorrow night.
Yeah, both of these semifinal matches tomorrow night should be a battle, not only to Hawaii Irvine, but whoever is the winner of this match going up against Long Beach. Get your tickets. They're still available. I think you can still buy those individual tickets, but you want to come down here to the Stanshire Center. If not, we'll have it for you right here on Spectrum Sports.
Yeah, individual tickets just going on sale this afternoon, as a matter of fact. Good diving set there by Enriquez. UCSB on the attack, and it is Wilcox from the back row getting kill number 10. 7,100 total tournament ticket packages were sold. So again, the individual tickets didn't go on sale until today. But prior to that, in the run-up to this tournament, 7,100 total packages. That is remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, and really it's a great deal. I think it was $36 for the tournament package, and you would have only saved $1 more if you had bought weight for the individual. So it was a great deal. And for people like Hawaii who love volleyball, that's a ticket to get. 3 days of high-quality volleyball, not to mention Hawaii is going to be playing in it.
Here's Kolchev. Serves it into the net. The service errors have been as much a story as anything else for CSUN. That is service error number 10. UC Santa Barbara has committed 12 such errors. Both teams like to grip it and rip it, so to speak, from the service line as much as possible, so you will deal with that risk versus reward scenario. Wilcox from way off the net tried to go wrist away, but he sends it wide, and it's a point here for CSUN. We're tied at 3.
And his first error of the night, and really upset about his decision that time. A hard hit to make out of system. Should have just kept that in. Unfortunately, he picked up, again, his first error of the night.
Yeah, of the unforced variety, you could say. Served by Shipnewski. Middle set, and that's Sanders. Didn't get all of it, got enough of it.
And Sanders having himself a solid night. 4 kills, hitting 1,000 on 4 attempts.
Also has 6 blocks to go along with his offensive stats. Here's Spencer Frederick. Backside. Tomsha through the block, dug up by Chavers, tight to the net. DeWeese tried to dunk it down, but it's saved by the opposite setter, Ittner. Free ball coming, though, for the Gauchos. Back row, Chavers. Saw the opening, found the opening.
Again, another tip from the backcourt here. 3 blockers go up, timing a little bit off, but find a nice area of the court to get a kill.
So Spencer Frederick once again to serve. Frederick, a history major, aspires to be a history professor or perhaps even a politician. National Honor Society all 4 years in high school. A good head on his shoulders, to say the least, as the Matadors strike again. Daniel Wetter.
That time Wetter hitting a 31 set, so you can see that CSUN trying to move their offense around just a little bit, not necessarily going for that straight attack right next to this, so they're trying to get different options for their middle attack.
Sorry, Tomsha with the serve, pumps it long. So 6-4 now the score here in favor of UC Santa Barbara. The Gauchos coming in ranked 3rd in the nation, and there will not be an updated ABCA poll until the 22nd, so they will take the conference tournament action into account. We got Selection Sunday coming up as well. It'll be interesting to see what the layout is. High ball set to Chavers, 3 blockers up. Did he get a touch? No touch. And a point for the Matadors. On the other side, CSUN ranked 11th in the last ABCA poll. But really, the poll numbers not as important as the RPI numbers when it comes to Selection Sunday. Here's Frederick. Dug up over the net. DeWeese goes quick, and it's put down by Sanders.
And again, that middle attack by Santa Barbara really helping to keep them play. But check out this dig right here by Emmett Enriquez. Sort of with the split dig, showing how yoga can actually help a defensive player.
Oh, the middle set not timed well. Miscommunication. Chance for the Gauchos. Chavers can't take advantage. Misses wide, and he's as upset with himself as anybody.
Yeah, back-to-back errors for Chavers. He was on his way hitting positive numbers, almost hitting up to the upper 300s, now going all the way back down to 250. The timing looks a little off right now for Chavers. See if he can settle in here.
Another service error for CSUN. That's number 12. Each team with 12, in fact, here at this stage of the match. And obviously, you got to do whatever you can do to get through this opening round and just get to the semis. But something that will possibly present itself as far as a challenge for either of these teams, whoever advances, the effort that was required in this match. I mean, this is one of those matches that looks like it has the potential to go the distance here. They will have the early semifinal tomorrow because the Stan Sheriff Center is the stage, Hawaii hosting, they were going to be the nightcap tomorrow regardless of seeding. And so even as the 2 seed, they are playing the late semifinal tomorrow. So it will be a quick turnaround for either of these teams.
Yeah, so both of these teams hoping that it does not get extended to 5. They want to get out of here as quickly as possible and get some rest.
Here's Chavers. And that's going to be a point for CSUN.
It was an inverted call. He actually thought that Chavers was in the back row and was going to call him for a back row attack. But he is in rotation 1, so he is allowed. He's in the right front position, so clearly he's a front row player. So ref is just saying it was an inverted call.
Tom Saunders, the R1. Jesse Martinez, the R2. They're having a conversation. Yeah, he blew the whistle. And they will replay the point. Blew the whistle towards the end, though, and the ball had hit the floor just about when he blew the whistle. So it was one of those where it was oh so close, where he could have easily just ruled it a point for UC Santa Barbara, and that's what Rick McLaughlin is arguing about. Because it does hit the floor here. He saw what he perceived to be a foot foul on the part of Corey Chavers, but as you pointed out, he was in the front row.
Really was essentially the timing of when the whistle was blown is what the call came down to.
Here's Chavers. No doubt about that one. All's well that ends well, I guess you could say. And it's now 9 serving 7.
And we saw arguably the two best players for both teams. Chavers going eyeball to eyeball that time with Kalchev, and Chavers just going over Kalchev.
Outside, a big windup by Tomsha, but he gets turned back. It was Hopper waiting for him.
Hopper does a nice job here closing the seam. You can see a little late, but he dives in. Doesn't do a max jump, but great hand positioning, closing the seam and picking up yet another block. 8 blocks right now for the Gauchos.
Good pass there by Enriquez. Middle set sliced to the near side by Shipnewski. Smacks it up against the sideline. Some may be surprised by one of the results tonight, but USC taking out UCLA, the national runner-up a year ago.
That will be USC versus Pepperdine for the MPSF championship.
How about that serve?
Kalchev gets an ace and now is 1 away from 200.
That career ace number 199 for Dimitar Kalchev. Also a chance to reflect on Micah Ma'a and his career with UCLA. Another incredible hometown product.
Yeah, UCLA stricken with the injury bug. Micah Ma'a ended up starting off as a setter, of course, and ended up having to switch to the outside hitter position because of all the injuries. Tough way to end for UCLA, but USC, a team that we saw here at the Stan Sheriff Center earlier this season, has really strung together a very competitive season. They are playing really well right now.
Diving pass by Enriquez there. A touch shot by Pashinsky. And he gets the point for CSUN.
Picture perfect diving pass by Enriquez. That time there led to this smart tip shot here, going right over Fedrick, just falling backwards, unable to get that block.
How good have the recent Punahou teams been? I mean, I guess you could say that for like decades going back, but I mean, we've mentioned Ethan Siegfried, we got Ryan Wilcox out here, Michael Ma'a gets to reflect on his career at UCLA. It's
a volleyball factory. Yeah, it's a volleyball factory. And if you go to any other school, that's the team that you always want to beat. My career as a high school athlete was ended by Punahou.
Oh,
I'm not salty at all. I'm not salty at all.
No, it doesn't seem to be a sore spot in any way. You and everybody, though, in most years, as Kalchev rocks the sediment.
Kalchev picking up just his 5th kill, now flatlining and hitting 0. But you can see another kill, again, from behind the 3-meter line. He's finding more success from the backcourt than he is in his left front positioning.
High toss here coming from Tomsha. Diving pass by Boley. Here's Wilcox, was drifting away from the pin. Great layout save by Pashinsky. And now the Gauchos on the attack. Here's Wilcox. Had to hang up in the air a little extra time. Tomsha the save. And it'll be a point for UC Santa Barbara. They're going to call a mishit on that last touch by Kolchev. And he can't believe it.
That did not expect that call to come out. But again, volleyball, one of those things that kind of evens itself out over time.
And that is a judgment call. Tomsha getting his mates back right there and getting the point back for CSUN. What do you think here, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw a lot worse coming out. But again, this is a third contact, so that's really tight to be calling that play.
High ball here. Chavers, 3 blockers up, dug up by Enriquez. Kolchev had to sort of fade back on the jump, and the block took advantage. And it was that same combo out there with Deweese next to Sanders. They've been putting in work.
Yeah, unfortunately, that ball just kind of got away. That set drifted off to about the 8-foot line. Not a lot of options for Kolchev that time.
Sanders with the float serve. Kolchev, he wasn't going to be denied there. You could see a little extra oomph in that swing.
That time, better timing, better swing by Kolchev. And really, the block was there. He just hit such a heavy ball that it sort of powered its way through the hands of Deweese that time.
Chavers went over the top, but a great up by Pashinsky. And now they will call another miss hit by Kolchev. Timeout on the floor. Welcome back. Make sure you stay tuned right after the match for the Heineken postgame show. You can join Scott, Lisa, Ryan will sprint over there for insight, highlights, and analysis. So you don't want to change the channel. You got your track shoes on here?
I do, yeah. Ready to go back and forth. Also, I could jump in if they need me to.
Yeah, oh, there you go. Yeah.
I was ready.
Try to exact some vengeance on Ryan Wilcox and Punahou Nation. Chris McLaughlin, of course, color analyst here on Spectrum Sports, home. Voice not operating as normal, so we wish him the best and hope that he can get that working. As Kasori Tomsha is able to rip into that one and get another point out of the timeout for CSUN.
Tomsha right now leading all attackers for his team. 11 kills, hitting 320. That time, again, from the back court as he rotates now to the front court. But going down the line, an impressive hit on that last play.
His two sisters both play professionally overseas. Back row set, here's Wilcox. Adding a little extra chili pepper water on that one.
You see the fans there of Ryan Wilcox. Insistent play here coming off through the bick. It actually kind of drifted a little off to the side, but he was able to find a great connection that time. 11 kills right now for the freshman.
Yeah, pretty solid line, hitting 526. An ace for Diggs. Straight down to the floor, it goes off the palm of Paul Shipnewski.
Another great pass by Emmett Enriquez that time. Followed by kill by Shipnewski. Cutting back, and really we're seeing the middles become much more involved for CSUN, something that I think they're going to need to continue to do rather than just relying on Kolchev to bail them out.
Good pass there by Boley. Frederick tried to touch it past the block. Played over the net by Deweese. The big swing, Pashinsky. Net violation against the Gauchos. Didn't matter. Point for CSUN, and we're tied at 16.
It all started off with a great serve by Kolchev. Again, the coaching staff saying that Kolchev's serving run is very critical to the success of this team. If he can get a run going and not only score aces, but get some points, there are much better chances of being successful.
Pass by Wilcox. Middle set goes to Hopper. One hand save there by the setter, Ittner. So Enriquez bumps set to Kolchev out of the back row. And CSUN jumps in front. First lead change of set number 3. And a timeout taken by UC Santa Barbara. Dimitar Kolchev putting the Matadors up 1. Oh, Dimitar Kolchev starting to pick up the pace, Ryan.
Got 7 kills tonight and really helping to turn things around right now for CSUN. Had a rough start in that first set, but slowly picking his way out of it, being offensive and finding timely kills like that one out of the backcourt in set number 2.
Joining live action, Kolchev with the serve. Here's Frederick. The block was late. And he was able to pulverize that set. We're tied at 17. I mean, is this just a case of these two teams being evenly matched? I mean, we are going seesaw-like here through this entire evening.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when they saw this matchup on paper, this was one of the matches that we circled that said it could really go either way. I remember talking to Joe Worsley just a few days ago about this matchup, and he said this is going to be a battle. He also saw that as well.
Serve goes long by Casey McGarry. And it's the Matadors by 1. Looked like UC Santa Barbara had some distinct advantages after set 1. They took that one 25-16. But we're just seeing a gritty performance here by the Matadors. They haven't served particularly efficiently, but they have played solid defense. And as Ryan DeWeese brings it across, they find themselves up 1. Not for long, though, as Keenan Sanders pounds it down.
Sanders still perfect tonight. 7 for 7, hitting 1,000. That time there, again, a 31 set. Blockers really not effective at all. Witter getting stuck that time and just kind of drifting out, not really putting up any line of defense for the Matadors.
9.5 total team blocks for UCSB. Outside. Pashinsky sends it long. No touch up front. He thought there was a touch. And we may have a challenge here. Pashinsky stating his case to his head coach, Jeff Campbell.
Did not look like a touch from what I saw. Yeah.
Certainly nothing that's obvious, and those calls are the toughest, right? To reverse a non-touch call. Backside. Tomshaw rejected. Wilcox right next to Sanders. And the block party continues for UC Santa Barbara. A 3-0 Gaucho run. And a timeout taken by Jeff Campbell.
Yeah, tough set that time. Not kind of a trap set coming on that right side there. Try to go against the flow, but just didn't have enough height under that. Easy executed block for the Gauchos.
I mean, look at the blocking numbers. 10-2 in favor of the Gauchos.
Yeah, really just showing to be really disciplined. And it's more than just the blocks that we saw. I mean, they are blocking, they have 10 blocks, but they also done a nice job of slowing down sort of the offensive attacks. And those are the things that don't appear on the stat sheet. When you're just able to slow down the momentum and slow down the hits and run transitional defense and offense, as UC Santa Barbara has been successful at thus far.
So again, this is the second of 2 first-round matches here in the Big West Conference Tournament. UC Irvine sweeping UC San Diego to advance. They'll take on Hawaii in the second semifinal tomorrow evening. And Long Beach State, the defending national champs, awaiting the winner of this one. Of course, the championship will go down 8 p.m. first serve on Saturday. It's a bit of a later start time on Saturday as well, but they are expecting some big crowds here the next couple of evenings. You also have the Rainbow Warrior baseball team in action against Cal State Fullerton over at Les Murakami Stadium. So keep that in mind if you are heading on down to the lower campus.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about that Saturday night game, but as I was mentioning earlier, I mean, tomorrow's matchup is going to be one that Hawaii cannot overlook, and I think it is going to be one of those barn burners between Irvine and Hawaii.
Irvine now riding a 4-match win streak going into that one. Playing some of the best volleyball of anybody in the country.
I mean, some of the hits by Kubi today were just bombs.
With Tomsha. Blocked. Pancake save off the ricochet by Enriquez. Diving save on the UCSB side by Frederick. And then Chavers pumps it long.
Great defensive coverage by the Matadors that time, keeping the ball in line. Pancake save, busts out the spatula. The kid from the Big Island with a great save that time. Emmett Enriquez keeping his team alive.
Those kinds of plays, that's just in the Enriquez DNA right there. 19 serving 20. Set 3 up for grabs here. Wilcox gets the quick outside set. He and DeWeese have been clicking all night.
Yeah, and just you can see the tempo much faster. It's what Wilcox likes to hit. It's coming off the setter's hands extremely fast, and he's able to beat the block like that time. He got a split block and get another kill. 12 kills right now for Wilcox.
And here he is now with the jump serve into the net. I mean, how much does that work to his advantage? How much is that almost a necessity at his size to get a quicker set on the outside pin?
You know, I think it really is the timing with the setter, and he is a player that has a faster arm swing, so it lends better to that.
Backside D set to Frederick. Pounds it off the block and out.
Both of these teams in a very good side-out rhythm going on right now. When both of these teams are able to pass, they're siding out at a nice clip, finding offensive kills from all different types of players on the court. It really comes down to just execution at this point in time as we head down the home stretch of here in set number 3.
One of those matches, you're just thankful that it's the rally scoring era. We'd still be in the single digits in the traditional system. Here's Frederick, leaps, but he hits the pin. Oh, that was a broad jump approach there for Spencer Frederick.
Missed opportunity that time for Santa Barbara. They got a nice touch on the block, a swing to take the lead even more. That big jump, but that follow through tried to go a little bit too much line that time, hitting the antenna.
Yeah, it was there. It was tempting for sure. You can understand why he went for it. But a crucial hitting error at this juncture of set 3. Middle set 3 in this match. The serve by Daniel Minkoff. Frederick. Oh, he atones for that last hitting error in a huge way. A rude welcoming back into the match by Frederick to Daniel Minkoff.
Yeah, again, they're giving him a lot of line. He tried to hit it last time, hit the antenna that time. Perfect hit down the line. Could not get his hands up in time with the facial.
6 kills now for Frederick. The serve by DeWeese. Enriquez puts it on the money. And then Tomsha delivers.
Again, both these teams siding out very well. Tomsha, another kill going cross-court that time, again from behind the 3-meter line. 12 kills, hitting 286. Perfect pass once again by Emmett Enriquez.
Big serve here for Ittner. Pass by Boley, also on the money. They go back row to Wilcox through the block. Diving save, Ittner. Back bump set, it's Kolchev off the block. Played by Chavers, so DeWeese will set back row, nobody home. So a free opportunity here for CSUN. Kolchev. We're tied at 23.
And the fans are loving what they're seeing. A competitive matchup here at the Stan Sheriff Center between these two teams. Hoping to keep their seasons alive. That time, Kolchev going low seam, finding that small hole in the block, and picking up a kill.
So we are tied again here. 7th tie in this 3rd stanza. Middle set, that's Hopper. Dug up over the net by Ittner, and then give credit to Kolchev on the effort, but he wasn't able to conjure up a save. So it is set point. Aloha ball here in the 3rd for UCSB. And Roy McFarland, 6'4" junior from Manhattan Beach, in and back to serve. Rick McLaughlin deciding to go to his bench in place of Corey Chavers, and we're going to have a timeout by Jeff Campbell, trying to ice the new server, so to speak.
Yeah, and this is for anyone coming off in any kind of position. You know, he has not really played at all. Now having to come in, keep this serve in, coming out of the timeout. On the other sideline, you can see CSUN trying to figure out how they're going to side out coming out of this timeout.
Jeff Campbell, wily veteran coach in his 22nd season for the Matadors, the all-time winningest head coach in CSUN history. Joined the Matador coaching staff as an assistant back in 1991. And just one of those coaches where he gives you the straight dope. When you talk to him, he is, not giving you the coach speak. He just tells it like it is. I think he has that type of relationship with his players and that level of communication with his players as well.
Oh, certainly. You can hear it. You can see it in the way that he speaks to them. And he's very energetic. You watch him. He's running up and down the sidelines, at times looking like Robin Amo for the Waianae volleyball team. Maybe not as dynamic, but just as much animated for sure. Just showing how much passion he has for this team.
Program began in Northridge in 1977. No conference titles as of yet, but they have had 44 all-conference selections over the years. They have always been competitive. It has been a rare instance where CSUN hasn't been a team that is threatening. And here they are, according to Jeff Campbell, in position. He feels like if they get a strong game from guys like Kasori Tomsha, certainly Dimitar Kolchev, their best player, he feels like they can vie for this week's tournament title. But they are trailing by 1 here in set 3. The serve coming from Roy McFarland gets it in. Enriquez, perfect pass outside. It goes to Tomsha. A laser beam.
And we play on here. Tomsha that time hitting from the left side. Check out the first pass. Again, by Enriquez, taking the ball away from Kolchev. Tomsha finding that seam. 13 kills for Tomsha.
Yeah, that leads everybody, hitting 310. So we're going deuces again, just like in set 2. Kolchev. How about Boley putting in some work as well in serve receive? Enriquez with the second touch, bumps it to Kolchev from the back row, gets it down.
And that's the second time we saw that type of play happen. Emmett Enriquez moving backwards with a bump set, sort of just kind of flying that up into the middle of the court. And Kolchev just absolutely ripping that ball. An out-of-system play, out of the backcourt, giving his team the lead heading in with the latter parts of this set.
So a timeout by Rick McLaughlin trying to, I guess, do what he can to possibly ice Dimitar Kolchev here before this upcoming serve. It is set point for CSUN, showing some grit here, especially late in the last 2 stanzas.
Yeah, and again, you're going to go to your key and your marquee players. I think the question right now for Santa Barbara is we can see them sort of looking at their options here is who do they set coming out of this timeout? The middle so far have found success against this block for CSUN. So it'll be interesting to note if they go to the middle or if they decide to go to a player like Wilcox on a faster set.
Well, we've been mentioning Emmett Enriquez's name quite a bit here tonight. Obviously, Hawaii boy coming home. Just 4 digs. That does not account for what he has done, particularly in serve receive against a team that can bomb from the service line in UCSB.
Yeah, it's really the out-of-system plays, and it's more than just digs that appear on a stat sheet. It's how you manage that backcourt. And this young man has done a fantastic job of just keeping plays alive with perfect passes. And again, it's that pedigree. It's hard to play against Enriquez. I played against many of them, and they are so frustrating because they keep the balls alive. Dad and mom in the stands, as well as brother Corey. Evan is also in the stands right there. You can see him with his hat, the Stanford alum. Had a stellar career himself. Great to see the Enriquez brothers cheering on one of their own.
And you see Guy with the CSUN jacket. I mean, he must just have a closet full of all different collegiate logos. There's Corey.
Corey thinking, I taught him everything he knows.
That's right. Part of the University of Hawaii athletic department. Aloha ball here in the 3rd. Boy, would this be huge for the Matadors if they can take this 3rd set. Kolchev into the net. The timeout works for Rick McLaughlin.
Critical service error. Great timeout by Santa Barbara. See the coach's reaction to the service error.
Got to get that one in, huh? So we're tied again. Backside. Tomsha.
And Tomsha has really become the go-to player. I mean, Kolchev has struggled here tonight, but Tomsha, 14 kills now, almost unstoppable from the right and from the left, bailing his team out.
Here's Shibnewski. Another opportunity at set point for CSUN. Frederick, solo blocker up, and he gets the point. A side-out fest here at the Stan Sheriff Center between UC Santa Barbara and CSUN.
Great pass that time by Wilcox. That ball just barely cleared the tape. Wilcox, nice platform, able to get Fendrick that ball. We're really seeing a battle of the opposites at this point right now in the match.
A few extra moments being taken to wipe some perspiration off of the floor. And how about the versatility of Dimitar Kolchev? He was doing the wiping himself. He ain't too proud. Got to do what you got to do here when you're in a dogfight. 26 all. Frederick down the line. Good pass there by Pashinsky. They go right side. Tomsha. He is showing no signs of slowing down right now, Ryan.
And really just mixing up his shots. You can see him sort of basking in the glory right now. That time there, a much different shot than the one we just saw previously. He went high hands this time. He recognized he has two blockers up, decides to do a wrist away off Wilcox for yet another kill.
And it will be Tomsha behind the service line. $15 kills for him. Season high was 24. That came against Lewis. Next highest total, 19. The roof is up. Daniel Wetter. And on set point, CSUN puts up the wall. The block on Keenan Sanders, who's been doing most of the blocking on his side of the net. But all of a sudden, the 5th seed CSUN Matadors have the advantage in the opening round of the Big West Conference Tournament. Welcome back. Kasori Tomsha took over in that third set, particularly down the stretch, helping to lead CSUN to another extra point win in this match. They took set 2, 27-25. They take the third 28-26 to take a 2-1 advantage in the match, Ryan.
Yeah, with CSUN's back was against the wall, they went to Tomsha to get a kill. 15 kills right there. You can see his hitting percentage at .355. And not a bad play for Santa Barbara on that last play. They actually went to Sanders, who was 7 for 7, hitting 1,000, had yet to make an error. But crucial timing that time. He picking up his first error, hitting into the block, giving CSUN the victory in set number 3.
So we head to the 4th. CSUN obviously with the advantage here in the match. But in both the last 2 sets, UC Santa Barbara was in position, and CSUN just able to kind of grind it out. So what portends, do you think, good things for either CSUN or UCSB going forward?
Well, I think it's really going to be important for Santa Barbara to come out strong here. They can't wait to sort of decide to kind of take over midway through. They've got to try to find ways to score points earlier on here and bring some points together. I think Chavers really has to turn things on as well. We're seeing a lot of the supporting cast who we thought were going to have some good matches. But Chavers right now with 10 kills, hitting .208. I think he's going to be the X factor. If he can kind of turn this around and sort of help carry his team here, he can sort of turn things around in an instant. And if the rest of his supporting cast continues to play well, they'll be in much better shape. Same goes for the Matadors on the other side. I mean, we're seeing Tomsha really put up some impressive numbers right now, helping to lead his team.
Both teams, at least their coaching staffs respectively, saying that, you know, they kind of figured midway through the conference schedule that there was a good chance they'd be playing on this opening night here in the conference tourney, and so they were prepared to do so. Both teams coming out pretty early in the week. And both coaches really kind of taken the approach like, you know, they've been here earlier in the year, but that wouldn't stop them from allowing their players to take in some of the Waikiki scenery, right? Head out onto the beach, take a stroll, jump in the water, that kind of thing. They don't want to try to lock these guys in rooms. And that might be the better tactic as they get ready to play these meaningful matches. It seems like for the most part, we got fresh legs out there. If anything, maybe guys just pressing because there's so much at stake.
Yeah, and I think this is a great opportunity. Again, not every conference has a tournament, so this is just really an opportunity to celebrate the entire season. Everyone gets invited. Everyone has an opportunity to extend their season. So I think the tournament just adds a whole new level to the postseason environment.
Heck of a save there by Boley. Middle set, that's Wetter dug up. Chased down by Wilcox. Another free chance here for CSUN. D set, Tomsha through the block and down. He has been unstoppable here over the last set and a half.
Chavers getting caught up, helping out in the middle, forgetting Tomsha's out there. You can see he barely gets his hands over the net because he got stuck trying to help press in the middle. Probably did not want to leave Tomsha alone right now. 16 kills.
Middle set, that's Sanders. Couldn't get it down. The swing by the setter, Ittner, is dug up. Nice job there by Boley. The dink by Wilcox, diving save. Tomsha doing a little bit of everything. And then Kolchev, unable to get it past the resistance.
We're seeing some gritty play right now from both teams. Great defense. You can see this diving out save. One head save by Tomsha. But again, it's just going to show the level of commitment that these players have, recognizing what's at stake. We're seeing great defense, great rallies, just high-quality volleyball. What we were promised this tournament would be all about.
And some teamwork on the floor wiping as well.
Safety first.
Some future UH volleyballers, perhaps? That's where it has started for
so many. Yeah.
Middle set hit into the twine by Shipnewski. Bit of an unforced error that time. And a point for the Gauchos, 3 serving 1.
Yeah, set a little bit too low that time. Shipnewski kind of handcuffed in terms of his options. Hits it into the net.
Here's Sanders. Says he's a San Antonio Spurs fan. I can dig it. Spurs getting a big win today over the Nuggets in the NBA playoffs. It's Kolchev. That was another heater.
Nice one-on-one opportunity that time for Kolchev. And anytime you're going one-on-one, it always goes to the advantage of the hitter. That time him blasting it through in the seam.
So he's now up into double figures, 10 kills on 25 swings. He's back into positive numbers in hitting percentage. Ittner. Service error number 17 for the Matadors. So 17 errors to 2 aces. I mean, you know, they're a team that likes to get after it from behind the service line, but what is a ratio you think that maybe befits what they're trying to accomplish a little bit more?
Well, I think you have to, I mean, ideally it'd be like a 2-to-1 ratio is really what you want to try to go for, but I think it's more than just the errors. It's a service pressure that you're putting on in terms of the scoring method of what the other team is passing. So if the team is passing at a 1 point or 1 to 2 point clip, you're being effective even if you're making those errors.
That's now 11 kills for Kolchev, and he's back behind the line to serve. Sitting on 199 for his career. Outside, it's Frederick. Took a little something off that time. And went angle.
Yeah, showing the height and really the angles that you can get when you get error like that. Going wrist away from the left side. Sharp cross court into the left front position.
I mean, he has incredible hops. Pass there by Kolchev. Shipnewski unable to get it down. So Enriquez with the bump set. Tomsha blocked and roofed. Wilcox right next to Hopper.
Nice double block this time for Santa Barbara. again, taking the cross court. They're leaving the line, recognizing what Tomsha likes to hit. That time, finding success with another block.
Shavers the serve into the net. He just hasn't quite been his usual self, and that is a really high standard to meet. I mean, he is still hitting .208 with 10 kills, 7 digs. I mean, it's not like he's putting together a bad stat line, but they need perhaps a little more juice from him here down the stretch. Trailing 2-1 in the match. Backside, Frederick, solo blocker against him, and again, taking advantage of that one-on-one matchup.
And you'll notice that some of these balls that Frederick are hitting are not necessarily the hardest balls that we've seen hit so far in this past few games. Because he jumps so high, he's hitting at angles that are very difficult to defend. It's hard to read as a defender as well because of the altitude at which he's hitting.
And as this match goes longer, more and more perspiration to wipe up on the floor after just about every sequence. We told you this would be a match where it probably behooves you to get comfortable. Backside, Tomsha dinks it over. Diving save there by Hopper. Frederick against a double block. The up by Ittner. So Enriquez called for the miss hit. Tried to set up Tomsha. We've seen that now a multitude of times here. And I think every time it's been against CSUN.
Yeah, they're asking for it to be called a little bit fairer, as it seems that the Matadors are getting called for a lot of these double hits.
And that is exactly what Jeff Campbell is trying to communicate to the top official, Tom Saunders. Some of the crowd getting into it here. As Enriquez with the bump set outside the Pashinsky. Return to sender. Keenan Sanders.
And this is exactly what Santa Barbara needed. You can see here a triple block, but they are coming up firing here in set number 4. We said that they would have to put sort of their foot to the pedal here to move away. And they certainly are doing that.
Timeout, CSUN in the 4th. Welcome back to the Stan Sheriff Center. 4th set, match 2 on the first day of the Big West Conference Tournament. And it's UC Santa Barbara playing from behind here, down 2-1, but leading in this 4th set. Time now for the Tropical Roof Report. You see the total team blocks. It has been heavily in favor of UC Santa Barbara. You look at that, and you would think, just based on that category, oh, this must be the Gauchos romping. It has not been the case. They trailed 2-1. Go figure.
Goes to show you that there are multiple ways to score points in the sport of volleyball, not just through one aspect. Certainly 13-3, a dominating statistic, but CSUN finding ways to score in other areas.
Middle set, that's Sanders. And this is looking a lot more like the UCSB team we saw in set number 1 when they took it 25-16.
Another kill by Sanders that time. Again, a 31 set. Looking to get him more involved as the night goes on.
We got a convo between Taylor Ittner, the floor captain and setter for CSUN, and the R1 Tom Saunders.
It's more athletic. If you square up someplace and you mishandle the ball, you're going to get called.
And maybe arguing about the set, possibly on that last sequence. It is 10-5 here in favor of the Gauchos, trying to push this to a 5th. Frederick, that's an ace. A point for the Gauchos. The CSUN players are asking for a review. Jeff Campbell is not budging.
Yeah, I think that was in. I think that's a wise call not to challenge that. That ball looked in.
It is 11-5. Spencer Frederick has stepped up his game here the last couple of sets as well. Diving pass by Enriquez. Kolchev from the back row. Good up there by Boley. The swing by Wilcox from off the net. Chance now for the Matadors. Pashinsky is dug up, only momentarily though. And that's a point for CSUN.
Yeah, we haven't caught Pashinsky's number in a while there. He's now in double digits with 10 kills, hitting .333. That time going sharp cross court. We'll see if they look to get him a little bit more active in this offense.
He and Kasori Tomsha, teammates back in Poland. Tomsha was the first to matriculate to CSUN. They knew each other, had a friendship. Tomsha turning Jeff Campbell on to the fact that, hey, I got a guy who could also probably contribute pretty well to this program back in my hometown, and here they both are now doing just that. As Wilcox gets another put down, that is kill number 13 for him. And Santa Barbara feeling pretty comfortable.
That time Wilcox kind of inside, it wasn't all the way out to the antenna. They actually brought him in, and he just wiped the right hand of the end blocker.
Middle set. Two-hand save there by Boley. Frederick off the block. Played by Sanders. The second touch swing is put down by Deweese. Quick thinking and quick hops there by the junior setter.
Yeah, heads up play, and setters love that. Any opportunity that they can get to be offensive, and especially when you have the height that Deweese does. Great kill and great timing for that.
As U.S. Junior National training team experience. And he has been, alongside Sanders, seemingly in on most of these UC Santa Barbara blocks. But this one was Sanders all the way. Gauchos rolling in the fourth. Welcome back. Well, it's been a pretty lengthy match, and it's taken a toll on some in the building.
She's just getting ready for tomorrow night.
Got to rest up, right? Tomsha denied access. Keenan Sanders. He has been putting up a blockade for UCSB, but also doing some damage offensively as well. How about 8 kills, hitting 700 to go along with 11 blocks?
Yeah, impressive numbers. I mean, I think coming into this matchup, I don't know that we would have necessarily highlighted him as a player that was going to have this much of an impact on Santa Barbara, but really he's proven to be that force in the middle. And I think one of the things that's proven to be effective for him offensively is they're moving him around. He's actually doing a nice job of hitting that 31 set, that drift set, and really giving CSUN all they can handle in the middle.
A pretty athletic middle for sure, but at 6'6", he's not the biggest or most imposing figure in the middle of that defensive front line. What else do you think makes him such a force?
Well, I think one of the things that he's great at is just making himself available. You'll see multiple times, especially in transition or coming off the net, he is driving to the net hard, and that's one thing that you want to coach. As a coach, you want to see your players do, especially in that middle blocker position, is that you don't have a whole lot of time once the ball is pulling off the net to get back up, and he does a nice job of constantly getting up in the air, making himself available for the setter, and really proving to be that offensive threat at all times.
So the Gauchos get to 15 first here in the fourth. They trail 2-1. Just looking to push this to a fifth set where you can throw all the stats and everything out the window. Some drama here in the opening round of the Big West Conference Tournament. The winner gets the quote-unquote reward of playing the defending national champs in tomorrow's semi. So it will be the winner of this one versus Long Beach State in the first of 2 semis tomorrow. Long Beach State, the #1 seed. And then Hawaii, UC Irvine in the nightcap. Here's Wilcox out of the timeout. Pass tight to the net. And quick thinking there by Taylor Ittner.
And Ittner is fired up after that play, sort of yelling through the net, trying to get his team to get going here, trying to add a little emotion. And, you know, I'm not sure that CSUN will be able to make up the difference here, but a lot of times when you find yourself down by this much, it's all about just trying to get momentum back, especially if you're heading into Game 5. You want to get into a rhythm. You want to be able to score some points along that path.
Chavers, we haven't called his number in a while. He's got 11 kills. Getting back to Taylor Ittner, this has probably got to be kind of interesting for his family here in his redshirt freshman campaign. His dad, Randy, was a V-Ball All-American at UC Santa Barbara. So to have the Ittner presence on the CSUN side of the net, battling Santa Barbara with the season on the line, got to be different. As Tomsha delivers again. Tomsha now with 17 kills, but a very tall hill to climb here to the Matadors in the fourth.
Heavy ball by Tomsha that time. You can see he just hits that ball straight down the line. He averages 3 kills per set. Surely he's breaking that tonight.
Here's Ittner. Pass by Wilcox, a good one. Frederick comes swooping in. I mean, not just the height, but the distance that he covers on those leaps.
It's like an Olympic long jumper. And really, again, we're seeing this sort of battle. We thought it was always going to be Kalchev, on the outside against Shavers, but really it's become the battle of the opposites. As we see a great serve off of Emmett Enriquez, something we haven't seen very often so far tonight.
Deweese with the ace. His second ace of the match. Came into tonight with 25 on the year. 18 serving 8. Another good crack on that serve. Tomsha from the outside position, dug up by Deweese. Here's Shavers. And credit the assist to Hayden Boley, the first team all-conference libero.
And Shavers that time with just an aggressive swing, an out-of-system play going up against a triple block, and he just goes for it, swinging down the line. Very aggressive hit.
They have a substitution here for CSUN as they bring in Daniel Minkov, the 6'4" freshman, playing in just his 8th set of the season.
Coach Campbell may be looking for just a different look, allowing Littner to sort of take a step back, see the flow of the game from the bench, recognizing this fourth set is probably going to get away from them. Maybe just trying to settle him down so he can get a better perspective from the bench.
I mean, right now, obviously, some of the thoughts on the CSUN side have to just be ahead at set number 5 coming up. Great serve. Kalchev. Is it saved? Oh, for a moment there, it seemed as though they were going to let the play continue, but the line judge saying that was inside the antenna.
Question is, does that officially go down as an ace for Kalchev? If not, that would be 200 for him.
That's right.
I'm not sure if that's going to be listed as an error because of the way the ball came out of the antenna or if that's an ace.
10 serving 19, and that one goes long. Yeah, we haven't gotten the official word. Okay, there it is. Yes, they do give the ace to Dimitar Kalchev. He is the 8th player to rack up 200 aces in his career. Set the CSUN record for aces in 2017 in a single season as a sophomore. Had 63 on the year. Just an absurd number.
Next server, Polshanowski.
Another service error that time by Shavers. Kind of struggling from behind the service line to get into a rhythm here.
Pass by Boley. Quick middle. That's Hopper. You know what his nickname is, right?
I'm trying to think of something clever, but it's not coming to me.
Well, it's Hoppo.
Okay.
So,
well, that's not what I was thinking, but
yeah. Hoppo, I guess it's what, short for Hopper? I don't know, man.
Showing his hops that time for sure.
For sure.
Did you give him that name?
No, that's just, no. Come on, give me a little more credit than that. I don't know who gave it to him, but I guess Hoppo is fun.
Okay. Another substitution we see. Barker coming in to the middle.
Outside set. Nick Stratford is dug up. The touch shot there by Wilcox. So Enriquez Goes back row set to Kolchev. And the roof is up again for UCSB. We got new players all over the floor here for the Matadors, and there seemed to be a little bit of confusion, certainly on the set by Enriquez. Cool to see the DeWeese brothers, though.
Yeah, battling it out.
Yeah, staring at each other through the net. Backside here is Ryan DeWeese. And how about some chin music down the line for Brandon Hopper?
Nice hit down the line here. You can see on the replay, the lefty, a little tempo set, and gets Hopper standing up. Picks up his first kill of the night.
Oh, that one smacked down there by Sanders.
Great connection. Sanders having a heck of a night right now, picking up his 9th kill, hitting 700 or 727. Check that.
So here's Frederick. Into the net. Jeff Campbell looking to get a quick breather, a little extra time for some of his starters as he anticipates a very competitive 5th set.
And a great way for these players. You know, this could be arguably maybe the last game of the season. A great time for the bench to get some action in there.
Stratford. Oh, the block was up by Wilcox and then returned right above the net. A veritable nectar that allowed Wilcox to pound it home for his 14th kill of the match. And now he retreats behind the line. Aloha ball for UC Santa Barbara here in the 4th to try to send it to a 5th. Outside Kolchev, dug up by Boley. Outside, here's Chavers, the big windup. Right there is DeWeese. He'll get the set from the back row. Tried to go wrist away, dug up by his brother. Chavers off the block and out. Point Gauchos. And to a 5th set we go here on the opening night of the Big West Conference Tournament. Take your internet with you. Spectrum Internet customers get free unlimited access to over 4,000 Wi-Fi hotspots across the islands. Well, we head to a 5th. Your thoughts on who may have the advantage here? This is one of those situations. It just sort of feels like all of the previous stats collected tonight, throw it out the window. Who knows?
Well, I think certainly the momentum is going with Santa Barbara. They ended that with a nice run. They seem to be much more in system. There were a few connection errors with the Matadors, but again, you cannot count this Matador squad out. I mean, I think they practically trailed in every single set and found ways to score when it mattered the most. You see Kolchev there. You know, you got to imagine what he's thinking. This is sort of winding down to his career as a Matador, and he does not want this to end. He wants the opportunity to take on the defending national champions in Long Beach tomorrow night. So look for him to get a lot of sets as well as, Chavers. So these are the times where you kind of put your trust in your marquee players and see who will step it up. But both teams have found some great support from some supporting cast members as well. Most notably, especially for Santa Barbara, Sanders, 9 kills, hitting 727, 12 blocks tonight.
This will be the 9th 5-set match for both of these teams. CSUN going 4-4 in their previous 5-setters. On the other side, UC Santa Barbara going 6-2 in 5-set matches.
And again, remember, these two teams played in the postseason last year. CSUN winning in this same semifinal matchup in last year's Big West Conference Showdown.
They also played a 5-set match in Northridge, won by UC Santa Barbara. That was back on March 30th. So they've done this dance before But now the season is on the line. The winner advances to play Long Beach State. The loser sees its season come to an end. Outside, Tomsha starts it off positively for the Matadors.
So all starters back in for CSUN. Tomsha picking up right where he left off, going down the line, rotation 1. We normally see him hitting from the right that time, position in the left front, choosing to go down the line off the head that time of Frederick.
So 18 kills for Tomsha. And here's Kolchev. 200 career aces. Good pass there by Boley. Middle set. Sanders is blocked back. Deweese goes to Sanders a second time. And this time he comes through.
And that is just showing the confidence Deweese has in his middle attacker, getting blocked the first time, then coming right back and setting that middle again. The 31 set, you can see both of those blockers. That blocker is not fronting their hitter. So you see a split block, an easy kill for Sanders. He's found success so far tonight. 10 kills now for Sanders.
Outside, a touch shot there by Pashinsky. High ball outside. Chavers got a piece of the block and gets it down past the diving Kolchev. Point UCSB.
Yeah, a misconnection, I should say, at that time for CSUN. Pashinsky not able to get a great swing on that, and an easy kill for Chavers.
For what it's worth, the points scored through 4 sets here tonight. UCSB with the advantage, 101 to CSUN's 84 in the previous 4 sets. Here's Frederick from behind the line, off the block and out. And the Gauchos up 3-1. Every moment counts in a proverbial set 5.
And a tough pass, an overpass for CSUN. Give credit to Sanders for that tough jump float. We'll see if he goes after Kolchev again here.
Two-hand pass, Enriquez. They go high right side. Tomsha unable to put it down. Middle set, and that's Hopper. Hoppo, big time put down for the Gauchos. And a timeout taken by Jeff Campbell. 4-1 UC Santa Barbara. As they jump out to the early advantage here in the 5th.
You've got a new license in your pocket, and yeah, that's your car. A pickup game? Cool. I'll meet you at the court. Rides from mom? A thing of the past. At Texaco, we think your 4-wheeled symbol of freedom deserves Techron to help you maximize the performance of your engine. No gas gets better mileage. It's unbeatable. Just remember, don't dribble while you drive. Texaco with Techron. Driving performance.
4 kills already for UCSB. 4 serving 1 out of the timeout here in the 5th. Outside set. Pashinsky off the block, saved by Frederick. So here's Chavers. Can't get it down. Pancake save Pashinsky. Tomsha unable to find the floor either, but Frederick does. How about the defense by UC Santa Barbara on that sequence? Really the defense on both sides to make it a long rally, and we got another timeout called by the Matadors.
Yeah, pancake save that time. Unfortunately, not really a great swing at it. But how about Santa in the back row? I mean, this is Santa Barbara's playing some great defense, and right now their middle blocker is serving, so their libero is actually not on the court, and they're still making some great defensive plays.
UCSB hitting 7-14 here in this 5th set. And I guess the momentum that they were able to establish from that 4th set has carried them, at least in this first stage of set number 5.
Yeah, 2 early timeouts by CSUN, recognizing that there isn't a lot of time to turn things around, especially when you're in the 5th set. So the coaching staff hoping to really break this momentum up. We saw, though, last week in Long Beach how a team could be down. Hawaii was down by as many as 5, I believe, at one point.
3 at one point.
Yeah, and they were able actually to tie things up at one point. So really, it just shows the swings and momentum that this sport has, and really, it's not over until it's over.
Yeah, you're really one hot service run at the line away from getting back in it. However, Jeff Campbell perhaps recognizing it's now or never. No timeouts left here in the 5th.
And Emmett Enriquez is basically standing in front of Kolchev right now, just making sure that he's taking any of the service pressure off of his senior outside hitter. He will literally step right in front of him to take this ball away if it's served down the line.
Keenan Sanders hits the serve.
That's Keenan Sanders to serve. Middle set. Shipnewski. How about the bump set? Wilcox to Chavers off the block. Right there is Kolchev. He gets the set from the back row and hits it into the net. It is 6-1 Gauchos. And CSUN in dire need of a spark.
Yeah, just they're not able to get any clean hits off of this rotation right now. Santa Barbara doing a nice job of just putting a hand off of everything, slowing things down.
Oh, that will help. They needed that. A freebie there as Sanders goes long on the serve.
CSUN substitution number 6, Ryan DeWeese. Serve for number 13, Paul Shipnewski.
So here's Ryan DeWeese in and back to serve. Down the line and wide. Service error number 19 for CSUN comes at a costly time.
Yeah, trying to go down the line that time. Good aggressive serve, just a little too ambitious, trying to cut that ball right on that end line.
So 7 serving 2, and we've seen Randy DeWeese string together some good service runs throughout this match. Middle set, that's Wetter. And he gets it down. CSUN gets the point.
Risky set that time. Wetter going for 31. Not the best connection, but a kill is a kill. And at this point, CSUN will take it.
Just the second kill in this 5th set for the Matadors, hitting $125 compared to $625 on the Gaucho side of the net. Here it comes from Tomsha. And Hopper delivers once more. This is a guy who prior to tonight played just 18 sets. His hitting percentage, though, in those 18 sets, .622. And he comes through in a big spot. Gets UCSB to 8 first, and they'll swap sides.
Again, finding that seam between the right front end middle blocker. But it all started with the perfect pass by Ryan Wilcox, diving into the passing seam and putting up a perfect pass to run that middle attack.
Now 9 kills for Hopper, hitting .533. He's 1 kill away from being the 5th hitter in double figures here tonight for the Gauchos.
Yeah, proving that this team has a lot of weapons and a lot of people that can put away balls for Santa Barbara.
Here's Roy McFarland to serve. Pass by Enriquez. Outside, Pashinsky. Great dig, Boley. Here's Wilcox from cross court. DeWeese finding him. Tools the block for another kill, and UCSB up 6.
And Ryan Wilcox, again, proving he doesn't need that ball in system. A high ball set all the way cross court. Smart hit going off the high hands.
Wilcox with a line, 15 kills, 5 digs, 6 blocks. Tomsha goes long. Was there a touch? No touch. Point Gauchos. And again, no timeouts remaining for Jeff Campbell.
And no real way right now to stop the bleeding. They've just got to grit this out themselves and find a way to side out hard when the service pressure is coming on strong from Santa Barbara.
They are working against an avalanche of pressure from this Gaucho squad. Pashinsky. Here's Frederick over the double block, diving save by Enriquez. And what's the call here? A vehement argument, at least in the direction of the R1 Tom Saunders by Taylor Ittner.
I think he's arguing what the call was because there was no official call. It would assume that the call was going to be made that it was out of bounds.
So I believe Tom Saunders is saying that that hit the antenna?
Or it might have hit him. So when it hit the ref, he's obviously out of bounds and interrupted the play. He said,
yeah, there you go.
Right here and
it hit his hand. There you go. Yeah, you could see. Even with our amateur lip reading ability, yeah, that's what Tom Saunders is communicating to Jeff Campbell. Let's see if we can see it in our replay.
Whether it was in or out, okay?
And we got a challenge by Jeff Campbell.
So are they challenging if the top ref touched it? Is that the challenge? So we're looking for the touch on the top ref.
Yes.
Interesting.
The top ref who himself called the touch on himself.
So we're going to find out if he's lying.
That's right.
Ah, the challenge system.
This would be quite the overturn of the call.
A phantom touch. If it actually did not touch. This may be a first. I'm not sure that there's ever been a challenge of the referee touching the ball.
Yeah.
And the team challenging his call that he touched the ball.
In most instances, you would take the word of the R1 if he himself was the one touched by the ball. But see if this replay tells any story. I mean, it's his hand. He's the one that claims that he made contact.
It's going to be hard to overturn. And I don't think there's a lot of great angles from this either. So, I mean, I actually initially thought that he was actually going to call a lift.
Yeah.
The way that the ball came out spinning.
I don't know.
It's so hard to say. Again, this could be a first, folks. You may be watching volleyball history.
That's right.
The challenge to a new level.
Maybe a smaller watch would have maybe changed the call here. I don't know. But there is Jesse Martinez.
I can't imagine he's going to go against his own. Yeah. Touch is called on the referee, on the top ref.
So does Tom Saunders technically win that challenge? I'm not sure how to score that.
Wow, we've seen it all here tonight, folks.
But I mean, if you're Jeff Campbell, you don't even have a timeout.
Yeah,
you might
just
as
a way
well
to
go for
stop
something
the
like
momentum.
that. Because it is 11 serving 3. Good pass there by Kolchev. And this one will find the floor off of Wetter.
And a much-needed side out for CSUN here. Again, the key is not to overpress, but see if you can just score some points. Hard to do against a Santa Barbara offense that right now is clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, they have been siding out at such a high clip. Middle, and that's Hopper. Good layout save there by Ittner. Kolchev just rolled it across. So here's Wilcox against 3 blockers, 2-hand save there, Tomsha. High ball to Tomsha. He had to go a long ways there. He got blocked, but played it up. From the back row, Pashinsky again. He had to go a long way and wasn't able to get it above the tape. No room for those kinds of missed opportunities if you're the Matadors. And UCSB is closing in here. Casey McGarry in and back to serve. Prepped at Loyola High School. Played for head coach Michael Boley, the father of Hayden Boley, the libero. Kolchev, hard and heavy.
That had some extra sauce on that one there. Kolchev going sharp cross court. Can almost feel the anger that came off his palm that time. 12 kills tonight for Kolchev.
CSUN 5-8 this year in matches away from home. And after putting up some really tough fights in sets 2 and 3 and coming away with the victories there in extra points, they just got away from them in that fourth. And UCSB was able to regain some traction. And now the Matadors finding themselves in a pretty dire position. Not Pau yet, though. Backside, Frederick rising high, dug up over the net by the freshly inserted Lucas Tim. Here's Wilcox, dug up by Tomsha. And he will two-hand it across. Big advantage for the Gauchos, and they go slide to Keenan Sanders, one-hand set style.
Great execution that time, a one-handed set. This is sort of a back one off of 1 foot. We haven't seen that all night, a la Dalton Sobrig that time. We're going to be just as effective.
What a time to bust that one out. 13 serving 5. There's Frederick. And that's an ace. Second service ace of the night for Spencer Frederick, and it is aloha ball for the match for Santa Barbara for a shot against Long Beach State tomorrow. Outside, Kolchev. Not just yet.
Kolchev not ready to end his career as a Matador. That time again, another aggressive swing using the block. Big mountain to climb here for the Matadors.
Hittner. Pass by Wilcox. He gets the set on the outside, down the line, hit the pin. So a point for CSUN. It's not over yet, but it will be match point, aloha ball for the Gauchos for quite some time.
Just his second error tonight. Wilcox still hitting .433.
Tickles the tape. Pass tight to the net. One hand set. Sanders can't get it down. The swing by Kolchev. Matadors making some noise here. Not ready to pack it in just yet. But as you mentioned, they got a long way to go here. They have Taylor Ittner behind the line, who prior to his serve holds his hands out. It's like he's about to perform a magic trick.
Let's see if he can pull some magic right here.
Outside, Wilcox blocked. Touched over there by Sanders. Matadors go right side. Tomsha. How about this? About as loud as the crowd has been here in this fifth set. Timeout taken by Rick McLaughlin. I mean, they're still so far behind in this fifth set, but they've given the crowd at least a reason to kind of get involved here.
Hey,
many onlookers, just Hawaii fans taking in the action, but they're getting into it.
You never know what... I mean, we've pretty much seen everything happen so far tonight. Why not an epic comeback, especially when you have a magician from behind the service line?
That's right. Nothing up my sleeve. A 4-0 run here for CSUN. How do you characterize this match? We have seen a couple of lopsided sets that have gone in favor of UCSB, but the grit, the fight put forth by CSUN, how do you gauge this volleyball we've seen tonight?
You know, I think that it is exactly what we thought. Two teams that are sort of in the middle of the conference that have had to compete against some of the two top teams in the country, proving that this is a very competitive league that have really gotten them to this point. Unfortunately, one of them will see their season end tonight, but I think we're just seeing a lot of gritty performances from players that maybe we didn't expect to see appear that highly on the stat sheet.
I mean, what must be going through the minds of guys like Emin Enriquez, Dimitar Kolchev? They are seniors here. They realize their backs are against the wall, both proverbially and literally here in this match and in their careers. And so what must be spinning around in their domes as they're trying to will this team back into this 5th set.
There it is. Let's see if Frederick gets this set on the D ball out of this timeout.
Ittner took a little something off there. They go middle. It is Sanders, and he ends it. UC Santa Barbara advances in the Big West Conference Tournament. And next up will be the top seed, Long Beach State, in the semifinal round tomorrow. But it goes 5 in what was expected to be a pretty epic Big West battle, and that's exactly what we got.
Yeah, again, this matchup tomorrow night between Santa Barbara and Long Beach should be a battle. You know, the Santa Barbara coaching staff said that after Santa Barbara played Long Beach and really tested Long Beach, took them to 5, it sort of gave them confidence knowing that they could play with the best team in the country, and they wanted another shot. They wanted to be able to see them in this tournament, and they will have that opportunity tomorrow night.
Yeah, March 14th took Long Beach at the Pyramid to 5 and then lost on their home floor to the 49ers in 4. Bank of Hawaii presents the players of the match, and a lot of top-notch performances to choose from. But we will look at Kasori Tomsha for CSUN, 19 kills, a match high for him, 273 hitting percentage with 7 digs. And Ryan Wilcox, the Big West Freshman of the Year, 15 kills, hitting .419, 6 blocks, 6 digs, and a service ace. He is obviously comfortable playing in these surroundings, some of his friends and family in the crowd, and he put forth a stellar performance just when the Gauchos needed it most, and they move on. Let's send it over to Scott Robbs.
All right, I'm with the Punahou grad and Freshman of the Year in the Big West, Ryan Wilcox. How special was it to come home and play in your first Big West tournament?
Oh, it's unreal. It's just nothing like it. I mean, great crowds. I love having my friends and family here. Yeah, it's just a great experience overall so far.
That was a difficult match. You guys had come in kind of slumping, having lost your last 4. Is this kind of what you expected tonight, this kind of a match?
Yeah, we didn't expect CSUN to roll over. We knew it was going to be a tough match, but I'm happy with the way we fired back up, and those last 2 sets were great for us.
Okay, you get to go up against Long Beach State, a team the last time you guys played, you guys gave them everything they could handle. How do you match up this time?
You know what? I'm really stoked that we get to play these guys. I really wanted revenge, so I think we're going to match up well with them tomorrow night. It's going to be a good game.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Ryan Wilcox leading the way for UCSB. Back over to you, Kanoa.
Thanks a lot, Scott. It'll be kind of a fun buff and blue battle with Ryan Wilcox on the side of UCSB and Ethan Siegfried on the side of Long Beach State. And yes, Santa Barbara able to move the slot up into the semifinals, where they will face Long Beach State. That will do it for us. UCSB winners in 5. So the semifinals are set. Hawaii, UC Irvine, Long Beach State, UC Santa Barbara. That will do it for us. Don't forget about the post-game show as Ryan Kalei-Suji will sprint over to the corner. Thanks a lot, Ryan. For him, I'm Kanoa Leahy. Till tomorrow, everybody, we bid you aloha from the Stan Sheriff Center.